Firstly, my colleague asked a big question. Why some countries are rich? It's simple and complicated. Simple because the rich countries invest more and more in the scientific research, while the poor countries and the developing countries, including my country, spend very little money on research. By capita, we spend $4 to $5 US per capita per year on research development, while in United States of America, for example, they spend about $800 US per capita per year. In Germany, for example, 60% of the country income, the industrial income, comes via research. Maybe this part of the answer. Okay, now back to our schedule. It's impossible for me to finish about 11:30, so I will give my speech, and please, we will postpone discussions or questions to later on, during lunch or during the coming 2 or 3 days. Okay. Let's start on bio-waste management for sustainable utilization. We'll talk on the topic, give some little introduction about sustainability, where bio-waste, composting and product quality, because I will hold the lecture to agriculture, compost benefits to plants and to soil, and some conclusions. Since 1987, they agreed on the following definition on sustainable development. It's the meeting of our needs, our present needs, and the needs of our children and grandchildren and well, to have food, to have good oxygen to breathe, to have clothes, to have houses, and other things. Healthy community model depends on 3 arms. Any one arm, if destroyed, the other 2 arms cannot work. They are 3 wheels, depend on each other. Health economy, health society, and health environment all together lead to health community. The sustainable development are 3 triangles. Environment, including biodiversity, materials, energy, and biophysical interactions. The society, including some items, but not limited to human diversity, equity, institution structure, and political structures. The economy arms are money and capital, employment, technology growth, investment, and market forces. There are some problems facing achieving sustainability. Some of the bigger problems are depletion of finite resources, among that fuels, soil, minerals, species, and the overuse of renewable resources, forests, fish, fertility, public funds, pollution. This is a major problem: soil pollution, water pollution, air pollution. And if we pollute these factors, means we are destroying agriculture. Destroying agriculture means destroying food security and even food safety. Inequity in economics, in political, in social, and in gender. There are problems facing achieving sustainability in the world. Species losses, endangered species, and spaces. Some of the solutions: cyclical material use, the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle, safe, renewable energy, and life-based interests. These days, world cities generate about 1.3 billion tons of solid waste per year. This figure is expected to go up to 2.2 billion tons by 2025. Waste stream is broadly classified into 2 big items: organic and inorganic. The composition can be categorized in 6 groups: organic, papers, plastics, glass, metal, and others. And these 6 categories are usually sufficient to plan solid waste management annually. Global solid waste composition. This is general estimation in the world, including rich, medium, and poor countries. 46% of the solid waste are organics, 17% as paper, and plastics represent 10%, 5% are glasses, 4% metals, and 18% are others. Others, electronics, medicals, other things. Generally, low-income countries have high percentage of organic matter in the waste stream and may reach 80% of the wastes. Paper, plastic, glass, and metal increase in the middle and in high economic countries. Classification of solid waste in general. We see here in this triangle the huge amount is in the municipal solid waste and in agricultural waste. However, the electronical wastes little bit less, and in the middle we see the bio and medical wastes. Currently, 64% of the wastes are organic in the low-income countries and expected to go down, not too much, to 62% in the year 2025. However, in the lower middle income, now 59% are organic and expected to be 55% after 8 years. In the upper middle, it is now 54, expected to go down to 50, and in the high income countries, It is now about 28%, and after 8 years, it's projected to be the same. So in the high-income countries, situation is stable. The poorly managed waste had enormous impact on health, environment, and economy. And these usually result in costs higher than what it would have cost to manage properly in the first place. Municipal solid waste management is the most important service a city can provide in all countries, low, middle, and in high income. Now, agriculture is large generator of wastes. How to reuse and how to gain profit, how to transfer this waste to profit to the sector, and how to be environmentally friendly. These two big questions the research people, the specialists, must answer on the ground. The solid waste include, the agriculture solid waste include plant wastes, weeds, stones, pruning, and remains. Animal wastes, the dumps and dead bodies, and the industry, sugar cane, corn, tomato, potato, etc. Agro-waste management. We can benefit in too many ways. And composting and biofertilizers, what we are going to go in detail, in biogas, in alcohol production, in fuel production, in papers, phosphorus, and other elements such like calciums, and in others. Composting of organic waste motivations, and composting is well worldwide established during the last 10 years. Meaningful close of nutrient cycles, supply of organic matter to the soil, and cheap disposal of organic wastes. Compost characteristics can greatly vary depending on feedstock, depending on process management, and on the maturity of the process or the product. Generally, the compost is a result of aerobic decomposition of organic residual via microorganisms. Roles of the composting process management: first, to create favorable conditions for the inactivation of harmful microorganisms and to promote developing of beneficial microorganisms, to avoid the losses of fertilizers, especially nitrogen, avoid emissions, and avoid others. Production of high quality compost appropriate to the target needs or target utilization. This photo, taken 7 years ago through a public-private partnership project between my university and Rostock University in Germany. The process management from the collection of waste up to the use of the final product, the concept of collection, composting systems, mixture of raw materials, composting process management, and the storage of the final product. Collection depends on the influence of the quality of feedstock and desirable inputs, management of feedstock quantity for adequate starting mixture, and this is very important, and the planning over the year. The composting system, although all systems of composting can produce some kind of compost, the good or the high quality compost is produced with the proper process. Each composting system has its own specifications. The system has to be adapted to the feedstock and to the target products. The management operation have to be adapted to the system. Mixture composition, courses of the starting mixture, aeration and humidity management. The mixture will affect the CN ratio, which is a very important factor in the process, structure, moisture. However, the ideal mixture consisted of 1/3 rough wood, including shredded wood, seeds, rest materials from other composts, snipped bark, 1/3 medium fine fibrous materials, and 1/3 materials nearly without structure, like dunks, content, vegetable manure, the utilization of additives such like powder clay, earth, enzymes, some microorganisms, and other biofertilizers. Moisture of the process or moisture of the pipe. Ideal moisture is 50 to 55% by weight. Enough humidity is necessary to allow microorganism activities and to control the temperature of the process. Excess water prevents good aeration of the pile, leach generation, and losses of nitrogen, and will enhance anaerobic process, rotting, and bad odors. This is very well known. If you squeeze the compost in hand, if the hand comes a little bit wet but not squeeze water like this, this is the optimal situation. However, if we catch it and our hand remain dry, this means that this is too dry. The O2 content, oxygen, to have an optimal composting process and to optimize microbial activity, the oxygen content must be at least 4 to 5% in the atmospheric pile. Bacteria may take oxygen from other molecules and will produce toxic compounds if not enough oxygen is available. Piles aerated by mechanical turning and air injection. The temperature regulation. Temperature is very important and will affect the quality of the final product. Must be controlled, and it can be increased to 90 degrees centigrade, and this is bad and not desirable. The optimum temperature lies around 55 to 60 degrees centigrade, and temperature has to be high enough to eliminate weeds and the pathogens. Turning the process is very important. Assure sufficient oxygen of the pile and become homogeneous product and activate the biological activity of the process. This picture also in the PPP project with Rostock University. Compost quality can greatly vary from compost to compost. The benefits, compost benefits for soil, it impact the chemical characteristics of the soil, including nutrients, contents and nutrients availability, pH and salinity of the soil. Also, it impacts soil physical characteristics by humus and quantity and the quality, affect soil structure, water holding capacity, and resistant to make the soil resistant to erosion. It affects also the biological characteristics of the soil, the biological activity, and the plant disease development. The benefits for plants: compost create better conditions for plants development, make it less stressed and better grow by improving soil structure, water holding capacity, and porosity. As a result, compost positively increase the yielding capacity or ability of the crop, especially in organic farming. It impacts the plant health. A good compost comes with guarantee of absence of pathogens and weed seeds. In addition, compost can protect plants from so many diseases. The mechanisms of compost health affect plant microbiological activity of the compost, competition for carbon, activation of soil microbiology activity, nitrogen-rich young composts. The NH3 affect the pathogens. Different compost can protect the plant against different kinds of diseases. Can conclude that quality biofertilizers can improve soil fertility, plant growth, plant health. And different biofertilizers have different characteristics and properties. Different target use requires different biofertilizers. And this 3 lines, this paragraph say a city that cannot effectively manage its wastes is rarely able to manage more complex services such as health, education, or transportation. I can thank you so much, and if there's discussion, we'll do it during lunch and later today or tomorrow. Thank you very much.